Hi everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today I have my second project this week featuring the Falling for Leaves bundle. This is the card and coordinating envelope that I've created. So using some non-traditional fall colors, I guess I would say. I am featuring Grapefruit Grove, Mint Macaron, and Blackberry Bliss, which is a beautiful combination on today's card, and I'm also using the Very Vanilla. So let's go ahead and show you how I created this. For our card base, we are using a piece of Mint Macaron. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I am going to be using a piece of Very Vanilla for our sentiment. And then I have some scraps here of the Grapefruit Grove, Mint Macaron, Blackberry Bliss, and then another longer piece that we're going to use for the detailed die in this set. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping and then we'll pull in the big shot. So maybe we'll start with our leaf. Let me grab my ink pad here. This is a nice size leaf. This is using the E block, so it doesn't quite fit on the other block, so it's a beautiful size. Nice, center piece. Let's see. Because I'm going to die cut this, I just want to look. Maybe I'll do it this way. And my scrap. Let me give that a nice press. Let that ink absorb. My Mint Macaron is pretty juicy. Okay, all right, we are also going to stamp the leaves from this set in the Blackberry Bliss. I know that's going to be hard to see on camera, but in person you will see it and notice it. And I'm only doing this to one. I'm going to use two of these dies, but I'm only stamping one of them with the detail. Alright, let me do our sentiment too while I'm here. So that we're going to stamp on the Very Vanilla. Thinking of you with a grateful heart. I just love that. Alright, and then I'm also going to stamp a little bit of the Grapefruit Grove on the sentiment. So I'm going to grab a scrap piece of grid paper because I'm going to stamp off. So it's very faint. You might not have noticed it in my project till you see it up close. So I'm going to stamp that there. And now we will grab our big shot. Okay, let me scoop all these up. Alright, we probably don't even need, well, yeah, we do for that other piece. I was going to say I didn't need my precision base plate, but I guess I'll leave it on. Alright, so let's start with our sentiment. I'm using the largest circle out of the stitched shapes. We are going to run that through. Okay, we'll set that aside. We'll do our leaves now, I think. That Blackberry Bliss is hard for me to see with the lighting in my room. Okay, so we'll do the one here that I've stamped, and then I'm going to do one more unstamped for our card. These are beautiful, beautiful colors. Not colors, I think people think about initially with fall, but they work. They're very pretty. Okay, so Grapefruit Grove. We're going to do this nice detailed leaf. And this is great for the precision base plate, but we're actually going to leave our pieces in. So I'm only going to run it through once. And I'm going to try to pop it out without affecting any of those pieces, and we're going to use it that way. So we're going to do two of those. And I don't need much of that tail because it's kind of hiding behind our elements. So So that's why I'm leaving that die hang off. Other one. All right, and now we are going to use this beautiful detailed edge that's in this die set, if I can get it off. It is very pretty. I'm trying to get my other piece here. So I have a 1-inch piece of Blackberry Bliss, and we're just going to line that up, and then we'll do this as well. Just like that. And I'm going to do this twice because I want it to go over the entire front, so it needs to be 5.5 inches. Let's see how this works. That moved on me. Let me see here. Yeah, okay, maybe I'll just forego that top. I think I'm going to forego that top die, and I'm just going to trim this myself. Okay, so let's roll this through. Alright, so now I have plenty. Let me get this big shot out of my way. And then we can go ahead. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Trimmer. And yeah, I think I'm going to just forego this piece. I'm going to grab my snips here and just trim this off. Okay. And then we're going to take 5.5 inches of this. So I'm going to drop my blade in the center to make my line, and then if I need to use my snips, I will just grab it. Okay, so that should be our 5.5 piece. I am going to grab my foam pad and die brush, and we're going to work those pieces out of this edge. Alright, we're going to give our card base a nice crease. And then we are going to have our card open this way here. So I'm going to grab my scrap piece of grid paper, and we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to use my leaves. I'm going to grab my mint macaron, and we are going to create our own little background detail here, but I am going to stamp off each time. So it's very faint in the background, but I love it. Oh, I forgot to die cut something. I just saw it on my desk. Let me do that. Sometimes you miss a piece. We forgot our leaf, our beautiful large leaf. Let me run that through. Okay. Now we are really done with the big shot. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my border. I'm going to use my liquid multi-purpose glue, going down towards the bottom of our card. So I'm going to lay that about there. Give that a nice little press. I'm going to use the Grapefruit Grove twine. This is from the Nature's Twine. Hopefully this will stick. I'm going to wrap this around. Alright, so now we can kind of go ahead and begin to build our sentiment. So I'm going to put adhesive all over the back of my sentiment. We are going to pop this up, but just so that I can have something for my pieces to stick to. So I'm going to take the stamped Blackberry Bliss and this Grapefruit Grove, and I want that to kind of come out from this corner. I'm going to put my mint macaron leaf. Let's see, I want to make sure my sentiment is straight about there. And then we're just going to continue, right, to build. So I think that looks pretty good. Grab some more dimensionals. Gotta love the dimensionals. So you kind of want to make sure your pieces don't go off the front of your card so that it'll fit in an envelope, you know, okay. And then I think I'm going to trim these down a little bit. Let me get my ribbon snips. They're much sharper. Okay. Alright, so there's the card. Let's go ahead and finish our vanilla envelope. I'm going to bring back my scrap piece of paper because we're going to stamp off again. Just to give it a nice mellow look. I'm going to grab that big leaf. I'm going to ink it up in the mint macaron, which is super juicy. I'm going to stamp off. It kind of gives it like almost like a watercolor look because it's so detailed, and my mint macaron is so juicy. It kind of looks very faint, but I love it. I love the little detail that it gives. All right, and then we're going to take another sentiment from this stamp set, which is thankful. And we are going to stamp that right in the center of our leaf. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to open the Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to ink up the thankful. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to put that right in the center of my leaf. And that will complete our second project this week for the Falling for Leaves. Isn't that pretty? I absolutely love it. I hope you guys have enjoyed these projects as well. You can find the full supply list in the description of the video, and I look forward to being back with you real soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.